That's frustrating to me. All right, we're doing this thing. Hopefully we will fill this objective. What are we doing? We're repairing the mirror. That's fine. Do we want to add pigments? We have moth in there as our inspiration. Do we have a moth pigment? Yeah. Okay. Let's find out what that does. All right, health returned. What are we dreaming on? Okay. We're waiting for dread to deal with that. This will convert to dread in a moment. Okay. All right. So we dreamed that your edition. Your edition allows the combination of these lower level lore fragments. It's gonna take fucking forever. Also, can I please get an interface that allows me to lock things? Like I don't want this to move around ever. All right, what are we doing with talking? We have the mirror. We can dream a better location. I need to dream this in 70 seconds. It's not bad then. We'll get the dread to eat that. So back to the stag door with the mirror is fine. We're looking at the location to finish up. Do we want to talk to anyone right now? No, maybe? I think we can get another commission there. Okay, dread pulls that in, good. Let me give a different example, right? If you're playing a game that involves some farming, right? You don't actually want to grow the crops. You might have some portion of that where your character does something that has an outcome that resembles growing the crops, but you don't actually want to wait for it in real time, you know? You don't want to actually go out there and have to be working the fields to progress past that portion of the game. It just becomes tedious at a point, right? Like the game portion of it is supposed to be kind of a idyllic representation of it. It's supposed to be fun, engaging, entertaining, but not tedious. I don't think tedious has a place in a game, even if you go, well, the mechanic's designed to be tedious. All right, we painted something. I don't know that we made money funds out of that, but we did paint something. Okay. I think tabletop RPG is a better analogy for this game where you don't know where you're going either. No, you find it tedious. Mechanic is not designed to be tedious. Oh, you think now that you're saying that other people don't find this tedious. I think you'll find yourself very heavily in the minority if you believe that at this stage of the game, what I'm doing here, most people find fun. And it may just be that way for you. You might be able to be like, hey, this part is really fun for me. And I can't argue against that. I can't prove that you're wrong there. But for me, I find this extremely tedious, this stage right here. Put it another way. What are the challenges to this game? Ready? Besides time. Time right now is a tedious part of this, right? I just have to do something, some meaningless thing, click a button a meaningless number of times until something happens. What are the challenges to losing this game? A very, very, very slow ticker here. Some super minor challenges that I can do here. I guess funds are kind of under attack, but kind of barely, and only because we chose the greediest one because I thought we were close to being done the game. You know, it's like, that's not necessarily fun. Or rather, not necessarily fun. It's actively not fun at that stage, right? The moth lets me take paintings and... Yeah. Again, I think this is design flaw, right? Like, maybe... Okay, imagine if this board was simplified by, like, I don't know, 90%, right? Maybe then I'd be willing to sit there and go, what are my combinations of items if I had 10% of this board? Maybe that would be, like, maybe then I'd be willing to experiment with it. But with a board this large, looking at just random experimentation, no one's going to do that. You're going to go fucking wiki it. Or you're not going to do it. Okay. I need to work, because if we don't work, we're going to run out of money. I missed our cushy job at the law office. An ambush. Okay. All right, have we cleared this out yet? Yes, good. Okay. Game won't be fun if I approach it through a win-lose perspective. I don't know what you're talking about when you say that. That doesn't actually make sense to me. Like the words put together in that sequence don't have meaning. Okay. Visions of 8. Good. Alright, we've got another shitty location that I can make into lore. Another dread, not exactly what I wanted, but oh well. We have another silver spin trio, we do. So let's repair this. Go. Well, it's not even to win or lose necessarily, it's to play the game through its objectives. Its objective clearly has us wanting to complete it, right? And I don't need 1,000 repetitions of watching the corn grow in between the beginning and end of the objective sequence to make me get a sense of accomplishment. In fact, it irritates me when that happens because it's so clearly a treadmill, and the treadmill here is time, and I don't think that's good game decisions or good game design. Dislike Stardew Valley. Jorbs asked me to play that once with him. I took about 2 seconds look at that and said absolutely fucking not. Pulled up a fascination. That's actually really good for what we're doing right now. Although it probably gets eaten in about 1 second. Yeah. Yep, 30 seconds. Well, if we get the next challenge in 30 seconds, it's okay. But I think it does another little bullshit cycle. We could paint it to pause it, but then it gets pulled out instantly before I can use it. So that's not going to work. Unless it's longer than that cycle. All right. Let's see what the governor's last move is. The True Blood of Saint Generous. Oh, he's a dancing. All right, I don't know. What's the last thing I'm looking for, chat? What's the last blood called? I don't want to have to go talk to it again. It tells me somewhere. I probably should have written it down. Realistically, I probably should wiki it. More realistically, I don't want to do either of those things. Is this the last flavor? The flavor of, thank fucking God, that's the last flavor. All right, I'm sure I'm not done this though, because there's whatever the, as I'm alluding to in the title of the stream, right? Whatever the recipe list is for this delicious concoction that we're making, the recipe list is all fucking blank. So you just go to each part and you're like, oh, you're not done. Oh, you're not done. Oh, you're not done. Oh, you might be done. Okay. All right, what are we learning about this? We need to send another person in. That's fine. Where is Teresa? In you go. Okay. I should be looking at this location. I should be working that. I really don't want to. Yeah. You know, you can even pulls my fascination, of course. Alright, oh god, we have to pay this guy. That's fine, I guess. So what does it want now? It wants Glimmering or Sanctuary. We've got Glimmering, that's fine. Yeah. We hope we can go to Flavor Town. I guess we should probably dream some contentment. Is there another way to dream contentment? I think I dream reason and sometimes I get contentment. Do I have a contentment? I might have had a contentment. Dude, we have so many dreads showing up here. Alright, so how does the talk work here? It's a work, I believe, to combine that, I think, if I remember correctly. I think it's work this to do this. Okay, good. I just want to pass time at the moment. Alright, another location. We probably should go find the location where I can look for other things. What are they doing to us? They are intrigue. We want to do heart or grail. I should get a massive heart summon, but I'm really hoping this is the final step. Pretty certain it's not. Ah, look, we can just lose things now. Oh no, that's the one that actually finishes it off. Never mind. Okay. This wants provide fascination, use a library, employ rarefied mind. We don't have those things right now, so that's gonna fail until we get a fascination. We wanted to fight this off a little bit, so let's run heart in there. I'm pretty sure this is just a delay, and it's a little bit tricky to see this over time because I don't really watch when it fails or succeeds because it's too tedious. But presumably we are slowly delaying that. And slowly, she's slowly advancing. I assume she just kills us when she finishes advancing. Subtle fracture. He has a commission? Ah. These are all commissions. Okay. Alright, we now have the 7 graces of food. There's the fascination we needed, but of course I can't use it now. Because this is timed past it. Alright, how does this work? I go, you. No, if I talk with you, it doesn't work. I talk with you? No, that doesn't work. I feel it is this one, right? Is it a work with these? I don't think I can work with these, right? Is it talk with my cult? No. Chad, I just screwed myself again because I can't figure out the fucking sequence to put these in for which direction it's supposed to be. How do I try combining these 3 again? Which one do I start with? The host and the guests? It's mysterious. Read books from the last location. One of them was a right. Oh no. But I'm currently doing lore magic because I don't know that I need a right to finish this because it doesn't tell me. So I'm currently looking for more locations to go to, which apparently now are no longer important, but I'm not going to get any hint of that being the case. Okay. Remember, that's fun. I need one more location or one more book. Oh, fuck me, Jay. I almost don't care. I'm like this close to like being done with this game. Okay. I need one more location. Oh no. Okay. So this thing had some weird interaction. I want to do this. Let's figure out whatever the Book of Dreams does. It's just pulled in. Oh, it's sabotaging our first level fragment. Do it, man. Knock yourself out. Okay. Pulled in a... despair pulled in contentment. Streamer luck. Okay. I don't remember generating contentment, but okay. I have no idea how long I'm going to be in this game for still, so I guess I'm going to still do things like work. I should be talking to people, but I really don't want to. dreaming, but I refuse on principle. All right. Also, interface. Something just happened. I clicked the same sequence that I click literally if I'm doing 8 of these per minute period, roughly for 10 hours. So what do we decide? 8 per minute. So what is that? 60 of those. So we're looking at 480 per hour. And how many hours? 10 hours. So we've done 4,800 of those. What I'm supposed to have done here is I'm supposed to have read the outcome of that so that I can find the card that it spawned. Because it didn't spawn a card over here. It's done something else, and I have no idea what it's done. There's no log to tell me. Mystique. There's no... I have no idea. Something happened, and I have no idea what it is, and I will never know what it is. Okay. I had that one. The time of division is the one to read. Perfect. We'll work on that. Okay. So we read this Book of Dreams thing, which was gonna, I thought was gonna give me like a map of like the dreaming, and maybe it did. Maybe I won't know till I go there again. I could go there again just to look. Kind of curious now. I have to find more locations. We've got okay, what's this book written in? I'm sure it's a different language. I'm sure I'm gonna have to translate it. Written in Deep Medanic. The most secret script of the innermost right of the deep sex of the secret of the deep desert. The birth tongue is claimed mother of ants. Some books must be translated before they be read. I don't know how to read this. So it's another language we haven't encountered yet. Presumably I have the scroll for it, but fucked if I know where that is. All right, chat, let's read every single card on our table till we find it for Mystique. I'd enjoy this game more, but I would never play this game if I wasn't streaming it. Not because I didn't enjoy the start of it, because I would get so bored with the tedium and I would go do something else. I generally like that streaming expands the number of games I'm willing to play. So I can't do this. Okay. Blue Girl Mystique. All right, chat. Is there a summon who can teach me this language? Ten Forge, 5 Knock, 2 Lantern. Okay. 10 Forge summon. Don't I have the 10 Forge summon? Isn't that her? She's Lantern. 10 Forge. Okay, we're gonna try to summon the person who can teach me that fucking language. Meanwhile, we're gonna combine this Laura fragment because we're masochistic. I think we need to study erudition for that once first, right? So we need to study reason. Okay. Unfortunately, we used all of our spin trio. So presumably to pay the summon, we're gonna have to get more spin trio, which means we're gonna have to work one of these. Okay. All right, this didn't tell us shit about the map. Not really. So whatever that book did, I'd have no idea what the Book of Dreams worked location was, but it didn't do what I thought it was gonna do. Okay. Iron should be fine. Okay, great. Well, that solves that problem. Okay. Forge, Knock, Lantern. Ten, 5, 2. Knock's easy from the ritual. It's the only one we can do. We actually have some knock up here too. Forge of 10. Forge is orange. 10 Forge is actually going to be tricky. I think we have to use an invocation for that. We only have an 8 on an invocation. These are our only orange ones, which are 4. Ah, no, I got this one now. I lied. So we do have a tool with that. So we can do tool ritual, and then we need 2 lantern. I think isn't fascination's not lantern. It's got to be like a basic thing that's lantern. Moth. Lantern is reason. Or I could just sack one of these shitty spells too. Alright, so we want to sack an invocation. A sack a lore. Of course, it doesn't tell me even when I have the rights which ones sack which, so I'm going to have to plug this in and look. That sacks an offering, that sacks an that sacks an offering, that sacks a offering, that sacks a victim, that sacks a... That's what I wanted. Okay. So we want... Oh, but then I can't use the lore. No, I can't do that one. Okay, so I need a different thing. So this is item, and this is knock is lore. So I actually need the last expression to be either a thing. I'm happy to sack one of these level 4s over there if I can find that. So if I can find one that sacrifices the item is okay as well. Invocation, instrument, offering. That one should work, right? So I should be able to go instrument, right, item. Wrong one. This needs to be lantern. Okay. So it should be this thing. But even like your knowledge of this. So all the rights do that I understand right now. So initially my thought was different rights would do different things. That was my thought process. That kind of made sense. You want a right to summon the ancient maid of the mirror who's going to murder everything. You need the murder maid right. But no, what it is the rights just behave differently what they sacrifice. So what you have to lose to use them. As that's my current understanding. Could still be wrong, but okay. All right, so we're going to summon this person, maybe. We're going to attempt to. Okay. All right, we're going to steal the evidence. Okay. Yeah, there's slightly different sometimes what it allows, but not mostly, right? Just a couple different pieces are a little bit can change. All right, we gained erudition. Great. I'm going to need to talk to the summon to learn this language. Apparently I can do that now, so I don't want to fill this up for long periods of time, which is what happens if I try to combine lore. Could just read some stupid book somewhere. Like a short one. I'm not even going to do that. Just whatever. We'll just study. What else do we need on these? We needed eruditions and... We have a sanctuary. Need a erudition and we need fascination. We have fascinations, but they're expiring. So that's fucking irritating. Okay. I should send somebody out to find me that location again. Alright, we've summoned King Crucible, apparently is his name. Hey, bro. In the desert, I wait in the ruins. I'm burned. Metal is water. Stone is wax. Flesh is smoke. Enter me and be no longer. He's got a lot of murder and a lot of forge. Good. Doesn't say he can communicate. So, if he's going to teach me something, I'm not sure how I'd learn that. Oh, of course. The card is going to change into something. Now he can communicate. Okay. God forbid you actually read the card when it's created. You must mysteriously know that the card is created differently than it actually is. Why? No one knows. Alright. Teach you the deep Mendaic if you know a related tongue. Alright, we'll study King Crucible. Teach me Mendaic. Okay? Background. Okay. Are we mostly okay? We need no despair for a second. That should be okay. Yeah, and the whole game up to the end, again, this is, again, when you don't know how far along you are, things are really frustrating here, because all of the game up until this point is basically essentially an efficiency utilization of these things, keeping them active all the time, advancing your resources. But here, that's bad to do that. And it's bad to do that because it blocks your progression for a very specific series. Dude, is he attacking my fucking reason? That sucks. I don't have a lot of reason. Alright. We've learned deep... whatever the hell it is. Okay, great. No, we went straight from first game to new game plus. Alright, what's she doing? Can we block this in any way? The attack is... no, it's already happened. We could have blocked it had I been paying attention, but I haven't been paying attention. Alright. How do we generate more reason? We got the erudition for the combination. Like, the only way I need a right that eats passion and gives me reason. There is a way to do that. I can do it with these tools. I just don't know which one it is. And I should wiki this at this point because I just keep asking these questions. It was Edge, Moth, and something else. Probably Knock. Alright, do I have Edge I'm willing to sacrifice? Yeah, I got tons of fucking Edge I'm willing to sacrifice. Take that level 4 stained gloves. Lantern and Edge without Knock. Lantern and Edge without Knock. Okay. Wonder if I can use this without destroying it. Probably. So we'd have to sacrifice some Edge. Do we have Edge that we could sack? Got a lot of Moth. Is there an Edge component? That's... Meteoric Bullet might be that. Okay. I don't think I can max Lantern. I think I only have an 8 right now. Well, I mean, maybe I could use Lantern Lore, but it's only 12. Where's our Edge coming from? We need like a 10. Reason's Glory Major. Transform Passion to Reason. You're calling out a major. So right will probably succeed. Increase Lantern to 15 to improve my chances. Can I do that via sacrifice on Lantern? I don't think I have something to sack to Lantern. It's probably fine. Okay. Yeah, I don't want it because I want to advance reason super hard right now, Joas. I just want it so I don't accidentally lose to my opposition stealing all my reason when I only have 2 reason. I feel like being at 1 is super dangerous. I just pull in Dread, it did. So we need contentment now. I'll have to dream that in a second. Alright, we now can read the time division, which seems important. Probably. Found another language that's in the game. Okay. Does he expire? Yep. Alright, did we gain reason? I don't think so. We just lose passion? Oh, we have a reason dimmed here. So I guess we did actually gain reason. Where's what's her face? Coming out in a second. Give me my reason back. I wonder what it did. Why can't I stack them? They're reasons. Scary. "46 seconds on that." Okay. Shit blood downgrading. Losing my eruditions. I waited too long. Generated a fascination. Actually useful. Hold my fascination. Guess not quite as useful as I was hoping. Need to get a contentment for that. Down to 4 funds. Okay. Did it just generate dread or contentment? Just generated dread from that. That's super fucking bad. And another fascination, also super fucking bad. Gained lantern lore level 1 billion. Alright. Funds are getting insanely low, but to get them back up, I have to grind work for ages, right? Like it's... We had 30 funds at one point, or 35 funds. Like, it's so tough to know when you need to be doing more of that. And rather than just grind, it's so... I don't know, guys. It's so tedious. Alright, do we need to do these locations? So what did I learn from this? I gained max level lantern lore. Why do I care? I could auction. I got a ton of stuff to auction too. It's not a bad idea. I have the final right. Is this the new right? The Seas fasting? I thought I'd already used this one. I didn't even notice that. Right on left. It's yellow. Ah, right incarnate. Thanks. I'm just gonna assume it's this thing. Oh god, alright. Does it tell me? Each right can be used for many purposes. For summoning, I must begin by calling on Power of Knock. All of these get consumed. I can scroll but not drag bigger. It requires desire, which I don't have. Grief, dissolution, surrender, offering, sacrifice. Be honest, chat. How many of you would not? How many of you would actually sit down and be like, "I'm going to figure this out," rather than wiki it right now? How many of you? Totally honest, please, please. If you would, please prove me wrong. How many of you would sit down and grind out the combinations of this? Niabla says he might. Click the slots to see what I can put in them. I did that already. Remember the first one I clicked? All right, watch my board. Ready? All right, walk me through it. I would wiki this. I would always wiki this from here. Because imagine this too, chat. You ready? Imagine if it eats the host and we don't get the thing right. And it just eats this. And now we have to build this thing again. This is like... I think I watched part of Destiny do some Minecraft thing he was playing. Where he was like building like a rocket pack or something. And it had like 45,000 fucking components to it. And I'm like, that sounds a little tedious. But now imagine if like you got the formula wrong and it consumed the previously combined components. Each of the components in the virtualization recipe is a specific item that goes in each slot. Mm-hmm. You think the right is one of those things? Gives me hints. I don't want fucking hints anymore. I'm past my patience for figuring it out. It got boring figuring it out 6 hours ago or something. At this point, I just want to complete this board and then reflect on my life. And I can either wait till chat tells me or I can wiki it myself. I so far refuse to wiki anything. That way I can be like, no, I did this without the wiki. But really, I'm just using chat as a wiki, as an interactive wiki. I need to go to all the highest level locations. Once all 3 ingredients have been incorporated and the 7 graces are prepared, done. Use the 7 graces in the right incarnate with unceasing memories. Chalice murmurous. Oh my god. Unceasing memories. Chalice murmurous. An incandescence, savorous blood, the host and the guest. Is this worth it? Is it worth it for me as a person to complete this? It feels like it probably isn't worth it for me to complete this. Don't want to be a cult leader. Well, I can make level 14 heart lore. We stopped doing it because there didn't seem to be a reason to make level 14 heart lore. Okay. I think I just finished with this game. And I don't mean this board, I mean this game, I think. So I like a lot of this game. I think the atmosphere is cool. I like the combination mechanics a lot of the times. I like that I like the kind of build up of like starting to get your resources set up, starting to recruit your followers, starting to accomplish your objective. I like the idea that lores and mysteries are the ways that you do this through studying things and finding these things across the world. I like the expedition mechanic, I think is pretty damn cool. All of those things are great. Those are really fun. The first game was grindy, but in part grindy because we were figuring out the mechanics. I lose a lot of enjoyment of this game when it becomes tedious. And I think I can't describe NG Plus as anything except insanely tedious. At some point, with this many things to manage, I'm not really enjoying that experience of managing it anymore. I'm just hoping that I'm close to the end so I can go back to a less bloated game state. Because at this point, I'm just pulling things into locations and clicking next, right? We have 30, and the things, I'm at the risk of repeating myself here, the things that bother me about the game are although mysterious is a fine atmosphere, mysterious shouldn't be your gameplay mechanics. And we shouldn't be using grindy or real life time as a stand-in for accomplishment. It isn't harder to do these things. It's less likely I find them by randomly clicking, and I certainly won't be spending my time doing random combinations of things to find it. It just becomes fucking wiki. It just becomes search the wiki. The game needs internal sources that push me in the direction of finding things out, be it lists of things I've done and accomplished, better hints, better like responses when I do something, right? Like, imagine starting with this. Ready? This is mysterious. The delight shall give life. The delight shall take life. The delight shall not be sated. We must purchase the secret savors and infuse them with the hour's gifts. Assemble the host. At the most auspicious time, raise the resistless cry of the unceasing mysteries and share from the chalice murmurous. That's a list. That's a list of things I have to do to win. But the list is not interactable. It's not really clear how I do most of these things. I kind of stumble around and do it with some kind of like weak time pressure over here and a lot of clicks in time. And that just doesn't become fun for me after a while. The tedium of accomplishing that. Like, okay, let's put it another way. How likely is it I lose from this position? What percentage of the time, if I am really paying attention to the game going forward from here, do I lose from this position? And let's roll that back a little bit. What percentage of the time do I lose 6 hours ago? Right? At what point do my decisions become meaningless grind? And that's where I get lost. I pretty much always stop games when my decisions become meaningless. And I'm at the point right now where my decisions are meaningless. Yeah, other small criticisms in the game for sure. Things like really we need a series of symbols on cards so we can easily, I mean, this is such a complex, cluttered board, right? That we need a series of symbols that we can actively do something with them. So like I can see ahead of time like what cards I need to interact with it because there are types of things, right? Really, it's kind of nice they have this open-ended organization scheme, and it's kind of a pain in the ass. They also could have spent a little bit of dev time into sorting this organization scheme into a way that made sense for the player already, or given us better tools to do that. Things like locking positions or allowing more spawning of locations, right? Like I don't want these ever to move. When new boxes spawn, I kind of want them in this area. You know, I would like my items, and I started to do it and then gave up because it got so tedious. I want my items sorted by like consumable items, instruments, books. I really like my books sorted by language. I would like my scholar cards sorted. I would like my disciples sorted by rank. Or both rank and by which faction they're a portion of, which aspect they're a portion of. I would like my lore sorted by these. I don't mind doing those and setting those up, but it would be nice if the interface supported me doing that. Game was fun. I could possibly maybe play another non-NG Plus game. The NG Plus wasn't fun. The NG Plus was grindy. And grindy is not a stand-in for fun. There's no accomplishment from beating your head into a wall for 1,000 hours composed to 500 hours. You're still just beating your head into a wall, and it's not engaging. To Eastern MMO players, sure. I did not enjoy the what, I think it was the game Destiny, or am I just pulling that? No, not Lineage. Lineage, was that the game? Fuck, there was some insanely grindy game one of my college roommates played, and I was just like, are you insane? Like, why? He was like telling, like, it measured like experience gain to like the 3rd decimal place. You would kill mobs and you would gain like 0.0001, I guess that's the 4th decimal point of like experience from that. And he'd be like, all right. Okay. All right. Does chat have any particular pushback or thoughts? Anyone have strong counter arguments to this? I'm willing to engage with them. I know there was one guy who came in here and got a little, I think, a little upset that his opinion wasn't being that I wasn't more responsive to his opinion, but I was waiting for him to flesh out his opinion or defend it at all. Yeah, surprised I lasted this long with the game. The game is fun, man. And I'm seriously considering, maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll do a couple hours of another not NG Plus playthrough. NG Plus is kind of expert mode. Well, I can respond to that, I suppose. NG Plus is kind of expert mode. You really have to understand the game, otherwise it's tough. But the problem is it's not tough, it's just long. And whether or not I have to understand it, I didn't need to understand it to beat regular mode, right? So it feels like if you're gonna add a hard mode, and a hard mode that unlocks after a regular mode, the kind of logic behind that is regular mode trained you to play the hard mode, but regular mode didn't train me to play the hard mode. And again, it shouldn't be me having to just memorize every sequence of cards in this game to advance or wiki it. The game should be supporting that a bit more, at least from my perspective. So I don't think you're entirely wrong. I think you're probably right in the sense that if I know all the invocations by heart, which ones they are, for example, so I know that there's like 8 of them or whatever, how many there are, and I know which ones correspond to which, and I know which book grants which right. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be a lot more fluid in my approach to this. And I know which rights take which combination of items to get which guys. All of that's going to be really good for my advancement. But I shouldn't have to learn that blind and then memorize it to play the game. Playing games on the hardest difficulty possible is prone to more learning experiences. Honestly, I'm all for it, but that's just me liking things hard. This isn't hard. I think I've addressed that point a fair number of times already, so I'll just hit it once more and then walk away from it, right? Tedium isn't hard. Tedium is tedious. And using tedium or grind as a stand-in for difficulty is lazy dev. Lazy deving. I think I have the DLC. I'm not sure. All right. Chat, I'm going to go get some food. I think... How do I tell? All right, so I don't know if I have... I was told... I talked to my community manager about this. So this is a key from them, of course, of the game devs of this. You know, we reached out when I decided I wanted to play this online. And we have a key. This is supposedly an eternal key. I think an eternal key probably has DLC in it. I'm not entirely certain how that works. If it were the case, how would I check? Is that also mysterious? Is the knowing what game version you have hidden behind a menu or like an NG Plus start screen? Okay. If I save from here, can we go to the start screen and see? It's a right. Okay. Start screen upper right button. Is it this one of these then? Settings, this thing? Okay, so I have these. All right. So if I were looking to play the least tedious, but preferably challenging, and again, let's not conflate length with challenge. If I'm looking for something that is a challenging mix of resource management, but is not tedium to the point of me wanting to gouge my eyes out with a spoon, which of these modes or DLC would you guys recommend if we want to give it one more try on the way out? Exile? Okay. Okay. So I think what we're going to do when we come back then is I think we're going to try, I'm going to go eat, and then we're going to come back and we're going to check out Exile. The Exile version of this for today. And I'm probably going to walk away from this game after today unless this grabs us for that. Okay. Do I have to... Oh, I have to unlock the start? Please tell me no. No. Okay. What does play legacy mean? I have not yet played Loop Hero. All right, guys. I'm gonna go get food. I'll be back in a couple minutes. I don't know if that's if I'm promoting this game or not. I like the game mechanics. I just didn't like the final NG Plus experience. Play Legacy starts to Exile. Perfect. Okay. Delete save. Done. I don't give a shit about that save. You think I want to go back to that? I would on my own never, ever open this game again if I had to just play that previous save. Like, are you kidding me? That previous save was miserable. All right. Back in a few, guys. I'm going to go get some food. All right, chat, I'm back. Most of the gripes people have with it, including Filthy, is because of deliberate choices made by the game's developers instead of design flaws. Yeah, you say that, but what I read that as is the game developers tried something, it turned out poorly. That's still a game flaw. It might have been intentional, but it's still a flaw. Right? All right. No, that's not right. Think about it this way. You try something revolutionary in a game. You're hoping that it's interesting and exciting. It's definitely different, but it turns out it's just boring and tedious. A book you don't like doesn't mean it has flaws. Sure, there could be things about a book that make it inherently successful that I don't like. Sure. But again, when it comes to the game, I think I addressed this point of yours, right? The point was something along the lines of, this is a game. The game is ultimately supposed to be something fun and rewarding to the player. Otherwise, you don't play a game. There's no product out of a game besides that, right? That's why you're doing it. It's engagement, it's fun, it's interesting to the player in some way. And if it doesn't meet those things, or it does those things worse than it could have if it had done it differently, then that's a failure. That's a flaw in the game. So you can't just say, these aren't flaws because I don't like them. I don't like tedium. It generates tedium. That's a flaw. You can say they're intentional flaws. Okay, sure. But I don't give a dev credit for making an intentional flaw. I'll give them credit for trying something new. Sure. I don't even dislike the game necessarily. I just wouldn't ever play NG Plus again willingly. Not when it's like that. Has spreadsheet potential, but it's not. It's like a list. That's the problem. That's even more of the problem, right? Like once I have that list, it's not, I don't know, it wasn't challenging. And once I hit that list, it's going to be less challenging. It's going to have none of the mystery, be less challenging, and be equally as grindy as it was before. I mean, some games only survive one playthrough. Some games don't survive mastery of it. And I know people are, I know I min-max games. I like min-maxing games. But some games really aren't built to a good enough standard to survive min-maxing too. All right, we have a new interaction location. And we have resources we haven't seen. Game's not built to survive in maxing. It didn't, but what? It didn't survive the second play, right? Like after beating just the regular one, which took about, I don't know, a couple days. It didn't survive the second one either. The second of its own difficulty iterations wasn't good enough to be played, in my opinion. Let's try this a little bit and see where it takes us today. All right, so our new interaction. So we have a location that is a map now, which wasn't there before. The previous board was blank. Number of X's. Some indication that some of these have a aspect. That's a moth icon from the previous game. I don't remember what that icon is. I think that was reason. Okay, this is no spoilers for now. Okay. I'll ask if I want specific spoilers or backseating for this. We have an escape plan with aspect opportunity. I'll need to get somewhere. I'll be safe, at least for a little while. We've got stolen year. A year of generously donated life is entered by the cindered tally. Aspect stolen lifespan. Years from the lives of others bought, stolen, or extorted. We have stolen decade. 10 years of generously donated life has entered in the Cinder tally. Also stolen lifespan. And we have trace. A betraying clue that my pursuers might recognize. Reckoners appear more quickly and are more powerful when there are more traces on the board. The foe himself can appear once there are at least 5. We have 7. No aspect. Employ. Make use of something. Address. Make use of something. Address opportunities, run operations, or convert years to cash. Only escape plan can go in here, so that makes that decision fairly easy. From under their noses. My old Confederates are out searching for me. I hear their whistles and their fingers snapping at every corner. And no wonder, given what I've just stolen. But enough was enough. Though I do want to point out the irony of that, right, Ryan? Which is, in the other game, they say the same thing, too, which is a pretty kind of amusing summation of work, right? Converting our labor and our time into money. And then they make this game, which the biggest flaw in it is tedium, which is converting our labor and our time into nothing. I don't know. I don't know if I don't know if that irony was intended, but it feels amusing to me. From under their noses, my old Confederates are out searching for me. I hear they're with. Oh, I already read that. Okay, so we're good. So we're gonna fire that off. All right. New things have spawned. Of course it was intended. Really? You think it's intended? You think a dev is mocking themselves that hard with maybe. I hear my old friend Lily has moved her black market operations to Budapest. Far enough and fast enough. I have more than enough cash for the journey, but I might need to travel light. Leaving a city will shake off your pursuers, but they'll eventually find you again. The wheel turns. This looks like just time. Time is maybe our resource instead of money like last time. Right behind me. This one knows my face and I know his. These are both on 1 second timers. They're going to do something in a moment. Yeah. All right, can I work something else here right now? No. I have more than enough cash for the journey, but I might need to travel light. Leaving a city which, okay, we already read that. What did we collect? Collected cash. Some travels are intended to broaden one's mind, others to lengthen one's life. A hostile move. The assassin is moving against me. Direct Reckoner's attacks cause wounds if they succeed. They usually succeed unless you provide a card to defend yourself. You can also try to bribe them with a decade, though they may get greedy. A decade? Fucking hell. What goes in defense? Only stolen decade here. Now, at the moment, we have equal number of decade and stolen year cards, but presumably stolen decade is more valuable than stolen year. Yeah. Can I just go to Budapest then? I'll need cash to pay my way. Time to go. Have I forgotten anything? You can only take portable assets with you. Departure will end all ongoing Reckoner actions, remove all traces, but also abandon assets, locations, destinations, local contracts, and ongoing operations. I don't think these things are any of those things that they just listed. And we've got an attacker and no ability to defend him except giving him stuff. Don't know the value of coin in this right now, so I don't know if it's time to move to get rid of him or if I should have just bribed him first, but I really don't like the idea of giving him shit. It just pulled in a second cash without telling me because mysterious. I may need this. You can take anything portable with you, but it will lengthen your preparations. Okay. Why didn't it just tell me it would cost me 2 here? I know this is an optional one, or it could have explained that on the first time through, right? Like Prepare to depart. Time to forget. Have I forgotten anything? No. Okay. Budapest. Okay. All right, well, we fired off a timing thing. I don't remember what the initial time was. It doesn't tell you when you hit confirm. It has now cycled 3 more 10-second ones. The first one, it took a coin automatically. The second one where we didn't put anything in it, and now a third one for another 10 seconds. Chat says, it's every 10 seconds for each item you take with me, except for this one where it's just an extra 10 seconds, unknown to me. All right. The assassin is moving against me. Okay. We already read that. Running. This disappears. We have another 10 seconds on arrival. It's freezing, but Lily is holding court in her usual place at the... I don't know how to say that. Veryl's... I have no idea how to say that. In her usual widow's black, playing chess between meetings with clients. I thought you might turn up, she said. Please tell me you haven't brought them here yet. Connection Underworld. Cash. Budapest. Okay. It's just time ticking. Can I do anything with this? No. It's okay, I already read that. She's given us these 3 things. Underworld connections. We get 1 coin left. What's this? It's a cool, cold old world out there, but I know a few tricks. Okay. Alright, we can... What is this again called? Employ. We can employ our underworld connections with what? Add Forge 6 in space to begin a counterfeiting operation. A seaport opportunity in space to begin a smuggling operation, or a stolen year to compete in illegal fights. Why does it pull in cash then? Nasty, but as long as I keep some years on hand, I shouldn't suffer too much permanent damage, and failed challenges will result in a wound which you won't be able to heal until the operation is complete. Edge aspect cards are often useful when competing in illegal fights. Alright, I don't see any reason to do that yet, so we won't. It's the only thing I could put in there, right? Yeah. Alright, what have we discovered? We've discovered a nice secret. Sniff out possibilities. Can scout Budapest. Seems reasonable. Let's see what this one wants. We don't know yet. Alright, let's look for opportunities. We want to do that fighting now. Where was that? That was here? No. So that's get the fuck out. That's travel. It's here, right? How do I add an edge aspect card here? Maybe I do it by starting it? Let's find out. No reckoner is ever foolish enough to pass in the highest levels of the Mansis. To draw the attention of the true long or their masters would invite annihilation, but my foe has some traffic with the hours of struggle and conquest. He enjoyed certain protections. Boldness draws attention. This will destroy any current obscurity and create a trace. I don't think I have obscurity. Okay. Wait, shit. Wait, it spawned another location for fighting, which probably is where I should have put the fucking knife. No, this is Underworld? No, it says we're fighting. Needs edge. Yeah, we 100%. 100%. Didn't do that. I don't know why it allowed me to put that one in there at all, but I don't feel like there's a reason to wait on that. Or rather to do that. Has Mr. Assassin showed up yet? Not yet. New location, different location. Okay. Yeah, exactly. I went to the fight club and in parallel started stabbing people in the street is what happened. Boldly stabbing people. So maybe it's a different start. That's interesting. So let's see. Oh, right behind me is almost certainly that, so. Okay. We lose all 7 of our traces, but I don't know what the benefits of buying him off yet are. Alright, we've moved. Okay. Feels like I should protect stolen time a lot. Let's get the fuck out of here. This is looking for things, so let's let it look for things. I guess I could be... Alright, there's our knife secret again. Someone took a shot at me as I got out with the years. I'd almost forgotten. Okay. Happened with the heart run? I had to change a heart. Let's sniff out opportunities. What can go in here? Okay. What does this guy do? A melancholy and philosophical smuggler of rare cigarettes, rare poisons, and rarer weapons. 6 knock aspect. His elements are local contact. Okay. I've changed the dressing. I can move well enough. I could wait for it to heal, or I could heal it with stolen years if I'm in a hurry, but it'll take a whole decade and it'll certainly be noticed. Sell, abandon, extirpate, or surrender. I have excellent reasons not to contact anyone from my old life, but that might yet change. Okay. All right, looking for something to do in this area. Sell, abandon. I kind of want to treat the wound. What does it do to me? 7 of these will end me and it expires in a million fucking years. Has knock and aspect winter. Yeah. Walk the city seeking opportunities. Opportunity. An underworld connection. How do I make it go again? Like that. Alright, so these look like some of the ones. That looks like a time counter. I think this is going to be interacting fairly regularly. I don't know about this one yet. I like to build my board so it makes sense to me. Alright, so we should wander around looking for things. We could also make some money. Or look for that, I guess. And what is this that's coming out in 3 seconds? A trace. Let's see what that opens up before we make this decision. Okay. Oh, dude, I hate that they reuse this art. Betraying clue that my pursuers might recognize. Why do I want this then? Okay. I don't know what I'm purchasing. Temptation escape. Stolen a fortune in years from a reckoner lord who trusted me. He'll pursue me across continents, but even his reach has limits. Achieve 7 obscurity to send a taunting message to your reckoner foe, disappear forever, and win the game. Okay. It did just tell me a win con, which is not yet done in previous games. Do you think the devs are learning? Purchase with years. So what do we get out of that? Cash? Didn't we have cash? Dude, I need an outcome. So if it had generated cash, it would have generated it down here. So I think we had that cash, right? So why the fuck did I do that? I bought the connection. Oh, it wasn't previously a connection, it converted. Okay. It was like a trace of a connection. I'm not the only one with enemies. If I arrange a public rift with this contact, I might gain official connections instead, or I might just annoy my current contacts. This will usually work, but sometimes fail and leave you with no connections and a trace. So do we want to go into the underground world of street fighting? Or do we wish to try to be a legit cultist, supported by the arm of the law? Stolen year to complete in illegal fights. I don't know what I can do with the smuggler. He hasn't been able to go anywhere yet. Alright, we'll do a fight because I don't see what else to do right now. Fuck, chat. I can feel it. I can feel it. Just hit that wall. Alright, we'll see. Fighting. Preparations for fighting. Yoink. Found a sunset. We wandered around town looking for opportunities, but only found a sunset. Can we do anything with sunset? Can we plan a sunset? We can plan a sunset. Watch the sunset. Okay. There's something on my mind. Temptation, the smuggler. Achieve 7 obscurity to send a taunting message to your reckoner and forever win the game. What does this mean, temptation? It's a long time since I knew peace. This could be a fresh start. Running. I don't want to move locations. I don't think. Is that what this is doing? A challenge. Illegal fights, boldness, or bribery. Match the challenge with edge, forge, knock, or lantern to increase effectiveness. Alternatively, match it with heart, grail, moth, or winter to increase subtlety. Oh, I'm pretty sure I don't have those things. Pretty sure I don't have any other flavors. Cash is knock. Has some grail. Wound is winter knock. Match the challenge with edge, forge, knock, or lantern to increase effectiveness. Alternatively, match it with heart, grail, moth, or winter to increase subtlety. It's weird I can use wound to do this. Let's see what happens. Wound is both knock and winter, so presumably hits both of those things. Don't know why. I'm still not convinced we want to be doing this. I don't know what I'm doing with this. It seems like it says I'm running. I don't want to run. Can I get rid, but is it getting rid of a temptation? Because the temptation is to escape and I'm contentedly watching the sunset and it counters it? Guess we'll find out. Oh, it just so happens that the temptation is escape and the tooltip says running. Okay. Wait, did it just disappear? Mid-cycle? So, oh, it's right here. It's been a long time since I knew peace. This could be a fresh start. Gained tranquility. Tranquility is 3 minutes long. Frost or winter heart. All right, sell, abandon, extirpate. I think we want to do this. No, cover my tracks. No, we don't. We don't have subtlety, right? This is a desire. Okay. Temptation escape is a desire. Let's see what happens in the fight. They always say running. I guess they do always say running. Opportunity secluded villa. Buy, buy, buy. Okay. Well, opportunity is going to be a while. Does it have a timer? 3-minute timer. Provides significant space, forge, heart, and grail. If you plan to retire here, it will provide tremendous comfort. 8 strength, price. Okay. Seems pretty outside of our means right now. I guess we could convert a lot of stolen years into money to buy that, but presumably we're going to be chased off this board at some point. Missed challenge that could have gone much better. So we presumably failed the roll. So we went into a fight with arcane magic and a secret weapon of our diseased arm that we shoved in his eye, and it didn't get us there. Dawn. There's something on our mind. Just one slip. I've been careful, but not careful enough. A trace on the board will sometimes draw reckoners. So we got what? We min-rolled again. One trace, drew reckoners. Illegal fights, tough or quick. Match the challenge with edge for... Okay, so... I think we just picked up a second wound. Need another tranquility. Found another location. Can relinquish? Okay, I can't. I have to get official. What does this do? Lantern. Asset. Connection. Deception. Grail. That could have gone better. Missed challenge. Third wound. Who's next? Fists or weapons? Match the challenge with... Edge Forge. I've learned to listen to my instincts. My instincts are telling me someone's working against me. The more traces on the board, the more quickly your pursuers will have to move against you. Opportunity, medical credentials. Need a connection. We have a connection card. It's over there. Gotta wait on that, I guess. I want to see what the hell happens up here. This could have gone better. Missed challenge. So we went to have one fight. It's given us 3 wounds and absorbed all of our power, all the cards that do things for us over time. It doesn't seem great. Subtlety wasn't my priority here. It's achieved 1 subtlety. So there's a serious risk of trace. Wonder what we get out of that. Opportunity purchase Red Temptation, Grail Curio. Okay. All right, this has 11 outcomes. We took our 1 wound and made it 4. No, wound is a negative. Literally 7 of these kill me. Yeah, this guy stole my cash. Question mark fights paying off. And we exhausted a lore. Where's my official connection? Oh, official connection downgraded to official connection question mark. So using it in that fight made it lesser. Did not hit a trace out of that, I guess. Well, that seemed like shit. All right. God, it's so visceral for me, chat. It's so visceral. I think I just hit my wall with this game. Okay. it goes so quick for me. I'm like, I just finished with the game. Like I hit something and it's just like I no longer have any interest. Yeah, I think it will be a different stream of something tomorrow, possibly Loop Hero. I know that's getting a ton of play right now, but I'm a little hesitant to dive into it, but it sounds actually pretty reasonable for tomorrow. But I think that's me done for today, because I was expecting to have a little bit more out of Cultist Simulator today, but I really got fed up with the run we were on. You can probably find the VOD of that moment when we finish the game. The board will change, so it should be really easy to spot in the VOD if you want to hear kind of the summary of it. Enjoyed the game, but I think enough for me of it for now. I don't know that I would come back to it necessarily, but maybe. We'll see. Kind of interesting. Very different. Very cool. Enjoyed large aspects of it, but found parts of it really tedious, which is kind of the end of the world, the end of the road for me. Maybe we'll check out whatever it is tomorrow. What's it called? Loop something? The one everyone is playing right now, Loop Hero. Maybe check that out tomorrow. We'll see. But I'll find something for tomorrow's stream. Anyways, guys, I am out of here for today. Thanks for watching. See you guys soon. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Later, guys. Have a good night.